This summer, I attended an overlanding event that was very different from others. I've been to the Big Daddy events, and they're glorious in their own way. Tens of thousands of people descending on fairgrounds to see anything and everything related to the overlanding world. But the Range to Ranch retreat in Mackay, Idaho decided to approach an overlanding gathering in a very different way. Set at the feet of the Lost River mountain range with community, trail rides, and a low-key vibe, it made me rethink what an overlanding event should be.
Venture to Rome is partnered with Heinemann Peak Beef and Cattle Company, which offers Idaho pasture-raised American Highlands and American Wagyu beef of the very highest quality. The cattle on this Idaho ranch are 100% grass-fed and finished for an exceptionally flavorful and nutrient-dense beef. Visit the website to order your curated beef box or quarter, half, or even whole cow. Use code V2R10 to save 10%.
Before anyone could show up at the event, a few critical supplies need to be delivered and set up. There was a long line of vehicles of all makes and models from all over the country waiting to get in once the event officially opened up. Unlike bigger events, Checkin was very fast and very friendly. Just a quick check of your name on a list, a quick hello, then on to the camping area. The camping area was literally in a ranch pasture, but it's not what you might think. This was pristine. The area had been cleaned, watered, and the grass was even mowed, so it felt very luxurious. This little patch of green in the middle of the sagebrush valley felt like an oasis, and the view was very, very hard to beat. As folks got their camp set up, they started wandering into the main pavilion area where they could stop and get a care package that came with registration. Cindy was there to make sure everyone got something special for showing up to the event. The vendor area was extremely laid back. No one was pushy. It was low-key, friendly, and conversations were more about overlanding and exploring than what sales were being run. As everyone got settled in and got a lay of the land, much of the focus started to shift to the trail runs that would be happening the next day. And I decided to invite anyone from my Patreon community who showed up to the event to come with me the next day as I explored one of my all-time favorite areas in Idaho, the Peshimoroi Valley. The Peshimoroi Valley runs along the east side of the Lost River mountain range, which is one of three majestic ranges between Ketchum, Idaho, and Montana. The Range to Ranch event was near Mackay, which is on the west side of the Lost River range. From Mackay, you can access the east side of the Lost Range, both north and south of town. We were taking the northern route that winds through pristine mountain valleys as it slowly works its way up and around the range. As the route gets closer to the eastern edge of the mountains, not only do you start to see some of the peaks we were headed for, but you can also see both of the other two ranges in this part of Idaho, the Lemhi's and the Beaverhead Mountains, both majestic in their own rights, but in my opinion, not quite as scenic as where we were headed. The route starts to curl back south once you reach the eastern edge of the Lost River Range. And the first thing that you see is the backside of Mount Bora, which stands at over 12,600 feet and is Idaho's tallest peak. To me, when I'm looking at it from this angle, it almost seems like a giant pyramid, or maybe in this case, a giant's pyramid. Just to the east of Mount Bora is a grouping of mountains with names many Idahoans already know. Breitenbach, Leatherman, Paragon, and Donaldson, just to name a few. Most of these mountains stand well over 11,000 feet tall and provide snowmelt water to the valley below all summer long. This stretch of trail feels like you're entering a royal court, one made up of wise and ancient kings and queens from an age long past and one that we may never see again. But you know what they say, every royal court has a jester.
Excuse me, we're looking for the East Fork of the Peshimoroi Valley. Does this road go there, do you know? You don't have to... Guys, girls, just need a little direction. What about you guys? Do you guys know where the East Fork of the Pacific? Really? You're just gonna, hey, sir, ma'am, can you tell me? We're trying to find the East Fork. No, are you serious? All right, you know what? You all are being a little rude.
As the trail works south and you get closer to the Royal Court, the snowmelt starts making itself known as we began with the first of 3 water crossings. The first is Mahogany Creek, which carries the runoff from Mount Bora. And while not challenging for most vehicles, it does make the drive interesting, as if this drive needed any help in that category. The second crossing is the East Fork of the Peshimeri River, which receives runoff from Mount Idaho, Sacagawea Peak, Whitecap, and Leatherman Peak. The next section is just about as perfect an overlanding trail as I've ever driven. As the road drops down the side of the valley, we hit our third water crossing, the East Fork of the Peshimeri River.
So he wouldn't let you inside, would he?
Nope, ain't no room inside.
Our group decided to take a lunch break and soak in as much of these Idaho mountains as possible. And one person in the convoy seemed more impressed than others.
Hey, Sophia.
Yeah?
What do you think of the trip so far?
I think that's pretty good. I've been to a lot of other places and probably my best, I say.
If anyone watching has kids, you'll know that an endorsement like that is worth its weight in gold to any parent who likes to get outside. Now that we had tucked ourselves up into the nooks and crannies of the Lost River Range, it was time to find a way back out. But instead of backtracking, I wanted to continue our loop and head south to a road that, instead of cutting through meadows and valleys like we did on the way in, cuts through cliffs and canyons on the way out. It was now getting late in the day, and my Patreon community convoy was in great spirits, but we were all looking forward to getting back to camp and seeing what the evening at the event would bring. And lucky for us, the way back to ranch was as beautiful a drive as we could have hoped for. As we made our way around to the south side of Mackay, I think everyone in the group had a new appreciation for the beauty of the Idaho mountains. But it was now time to return to base camp and find out what a night at Range to Ranch was really like. I taught a class on how to make an adventure video, but the highlight of the evening was, well, everything else that was going on. Chef Jess, the owner of Kitchen's Brew, was cooking up brisket quesadillas. While that seems like a simple dish, Jess was working magic, and they were delicious. And they were free. Just a nice benefit for folks who were hanging out at the ranch that evening. To complement the views and the quesadillas, the ranch had live acoustic music that just made a whole vibe. And just to make sure I wasn't fooling myself, I asked other campers what they thought of the event.
So Bill, you've been to big expos and now you've been to something that's a little bit different like Ranch to Ranch. What's the difference in your mind?
Well, I think the big expos are a lot more commercial. While the community's still there, you meet a lot of people, like-minded people that are interested in the same thing. But when you come to an event like the Range to Ranch, you actually get out and experience it and share it with everybody.
The trip we took today was spectacular. The views were awesome. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to be.
What we really appreciate about Range to Ranch is that it has more of that low-key, laid-back community vibe where we actually had time to get together and sit down and just chat with people and meet new people.
We met lots of new people from Wisconsin,
Everywhere, really.
Pennsylvania, yeah,
Texas.
everywhere, yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Florida, one guy from Florida.
I'm pretty sure all of our neighbors around our tent were non-Idahoans, so it's really fun to just kind of get their perspective on things.
It's my first time in Idaho, so I really don't have a lot to compare to coming out this way, but it's beautiful. It's a great spot.
I've enjoyed it, mostly the camaraderie and the folks. It's great that you hosted, but Overlanding is one of those crowds that tends to all come together vehicle independent and have a lot of fun. So
No, but it's just really cool to see, people that are doing their different setups, the way they camp, the way they cook, the way they do different things, and get to learn and steal some things for myself.
Rob over here, he wants to create a Facebook page to keep people connected, because you come into these little clusters like this and you make fast friends, and he's going to do that so we can all kind of keep together and maybe we'll meet up again someday.
That's so cool. This is your first time doing kind of any kind of overlanding stuff?
Yeah, first time.
And how's this event been for you?
This is fantastic. This is amazing. First of all, the people are just absolutely amazing. I was commenting today, people are taking off, hitting the trails, and they just kind of leave their stuff around, and there's just this, we take care of each other. Everybody takes care of each other. We're not worried about anybody doing anything weird, and that's fantastic. And then getting to places that you normally can't get. I love the concept of backpacking on wheels, right? That's just awesome. And so everybody's just so willing to share their rigs and their get-ups and their tips and their tricks. And I was just talking to the guy with the monster truck and how he built that thing, and just amazing. Salt of life.
So what do I think about the first overlanding event I've ever attended in Idaho? Well, there's only one person who can sum up my feelings about it, and her name is Sophia.
Like all these other places, and it's pretty sweet here. Not gonna lie.
That was great.
Until next time, I'm Will from Venture to Rome. Thanks for watching.